moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President BOAKAI only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I would praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political norms. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people.
Now, it is
yes, he could have done that.
Free.
When President BOAKAI
in Liberia now, it is gradual common that will determine who will be persecuted and who will not be persecuted. You can decide now who you will arrest and who you will not arrest. This particular Queen Johnson, who was wanted by the police under the regime of His Excellency President Dr. George Weah when he was almost like at the verge of leaving power. We saw notice wanted by the Liberia National Police back for Queen Johnson. Today, where is Queen Johnson? Oh, okay. So you want to tell me that the police authority under President Weah, it was different. Now under Joseph Numa BOAKAI, it's different now. So Queen Johnson now is passing around free. What happened to that one? What was the investigation that was conducted? So she's free now. She's going around. She's free. She's part of the government. So it is now clear that people who are associated with the government can commit crime and walk away with impunity. So it is now clear that people who are with the government can be able to do anything and they will go scot-free without anybody asking them. Once you are with Unity Party, it means that's a passport for you to commit a crime and nobody will ask you questions. Reduce the workforce, but then the salary or the wage bill is still going up. How is this happening? Look at when President Weah came. He maintained everybody and even some other people there. But it was at 300 million plus. These people that took over, they took almost 700 persons from EPS. They took people from MCC. They took people, even the old man that was sweeping on the street, they took them from there.
The presidential affair, they took people.
They went to Ministry of Transport, they took people. All over the sack people because according to them, they say the wage bill was high. But how come you're sacking people, but the wage bill is increasing? The wage bill is increasing. You know why? You know why it's increasing? You know what these guys are doing with the money? My brother Jake, I want to play a video. And I'm going to ask you, what do you make of it? These guys are openly confessing that for them, they will use money to illegally steal.
Circumstances, Liberian, listen to this. Under no circumstances in any country, a police IG, the chief architect for the police, come out to say this whole drugs issue, there are high-profile government officials. There are high-profile government official, the same man who is leading the investigation about this drugs issue. The same man came out to say in his investigation that he has made, in his inquiry that he has made, his investigation that he has gathered, information that he has gathered, because he's reporting to the Liberian people and to the president of the Republic of Liberia. He said to the Liberian people and to Joseph Imam BOAKAI, this whole drugs issue, what I have come to find out, my investigation have shown to me credible information that I have in my possession, names that I have in my possession. There are high-profile government officials involved in this whole cocaine or drugs saga. Up to 9, The Liberian Senate, the legislature, they have now called the police RG to investigate, to interrogate him, right? To ask him to custody him about who are those high-profile government officials that he have seen or he have gathered in his investigation that are on his list.
You wake up in the morning, 4 o'clock, you can't walk because somebody will come, they take collar, they chop you and take whatever they take from you. These people there, they call when the motorcyclist, almost about $5 million was taken from the poor motorcyclist by the government of Liberia, by Joseph Newman Boyka government, took the children money and lied to them that, oh, we get your helmet, you will have insurance, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, they took their money, then get them shishi, they tell them, say, you go sit down back home. The lawmaker then, they call the transport minister to say, Selita account. The money here where you took from the children of Gregory Komoka, the money where you took from the children, they call. These people are doing what they are doing because they think that they can deceive you and myself. Saying was very specific, even on his dying bed. There was one name that he cried on, and the recordings are there.
Mhm.
His own son, Jeremiah Kwankun, the man who he took as his biological son, the man who he introduced to the Nimba people. This is my son. You look at this man just as you will look at me. You please support him. And because of the way and manner in which Prince Johnson was able to introduce Jeremiah Kun, gave Jeremiah Kun his support to the extent of even bringing Jeremiah Kun to his party, the MDR, and said, this man, you'll support him. And we saw how Prince Johnson went above and beyond to ensure that Jeremiah Kun is elected. And he was elected. Fellow Liberians, home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. And we want to use this time to welcome each and every one of you under the Palava Hut. We thank you, we appreciate you for all you continue to do, for your participation here. We want to say thank you. We would not have been here without your support. This would not have been possible without you giving us the opportunity to be on here. There were many people who were here with us, who started this with us. When I mean started this with us, may not be on the same platform, but I mean on different fronts. We started this together. And today, some of these people are not around. It is not that they do not like what they are doing, but sometimes the country in which we live, too many different things are happening. People are busy with this, busy with that. And because of, all of the busy schedule, sometimes people be like, let me forget about the whole Liberia thing here. After all, nobody paying me, and let me just move on. But for some of us, we take this personal. For some of us, this is not just a podcast we are having. For some of us, we see this as a place where we can have an interaction with our family away from home, where we can educate our people about what is obtaining back home. And I want to begin like this on our today's presentation. I want to begin like this. I want to say good evening, fellow Liberians. Good morning, Good afternoon. Based on your location and where you find yourself, I want to say you are welcome and thank you for joining us. Welcome to another exciting edition of our tonight's presentation of Honor the Palava Hut. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. But tonight, we've come to you with a heavy heart. And I'll repeat this. We are here tonight with a very heavy heart. Why it is true our hearts are heavy, we are sharing tears and our eyes are filled with tears. Our voices will be very clear to explain to you what is obtaining. We will not allow our emotion to make us to not give you the information adequately. We'll not allow it. We'll control ourselves as we give you the information. So while it is true that we are here tonight, our hearts are heavy, but our voices will remain very clear. In the midst of the disrespect then shown by Joseph Numa Boakai towards the rule of law, towards the Liberian people, in the midst of Mr. Joseph Numa Boakai shielding, protecting, covering up, guarding people who are deeply involved with this cocaine business in Liberia, in the midst of Joseph Numa Boakai saying, to hell with the Liberian people, the people that voted for me, the people that were in the ring, the people that were in the mud, all over the place, to hell with them. In the midst of giving the population his middle finger and protecting the few elites, our hearts are heavy, very heavy. When Joseph Numa Boakai will choose to protect the police director, I'll always like to say Gele Como, that Mr. Boakai will decide that he will protect his son and others close associates when the vast majority of our children are falling prey to cocaine in our country. Now we're no longer talking about opium. We're no longer talking about kush. But we're talking about high-grade cocaine, real cocaine. In the midst of all of these, our hearts are heavy and tears are in our eyes. When Joseph Numa Boakai will protect the police director in the midst of everything that is happening, and we say to the police director, "Look, I get explicit confidence in you. Go ahead, do whatever you want to do." Our hearts are heavy and tears are in our eyes. When people are being haunted because of their political affiliation, because they associate with certain political party, our hearts are heavy. When the government will use people as a guinea pig, only because they think that when we catch the other person, the whole cocaine now will lay down. The people who causing another will not talk again. Our hearts are heavy. In a mess where people are witch hunt in their own country, you are afraid to speak out. Because if you do, somebody will tell you, say, my man, you don't get a right to live. It is sad. It is sad and our hearts are heavy when the police, who is supposed to be protecting the people, the police who is supposed to ensure that our highways are protected and they are safe for vehicle to plow, When these police officers will abandon their responsibilities and their duties and will decide to escort drugs and leave our highway vulnerable, where accident will be happening as if, it's nothing. Our hearts are heavy. When the NSA, the National Security Agency, the most elite security apparatus of our country, when the people who are supposed to be there investigating and bringing to book criminals, when these guys are involved with cocaine dealings, with sodomizing our children, our hearts are heavy. We have tears in our eyes. When the executive mansion, fellow Liberians, that was once a place of respect, that was seen as the beacon of hope for good governance, respect for human rights, respect for oppositions, political tolerance. The executive mansion that was enviable to many African nations. The executive mansion that they saw as a place of rescue and of hope today has become a hopeless ghetto to sell cocaine and to trade cocaine in Liberia. Our hearts are heavy. Our hearts are heavy. When the most sacred seat of our nation, the executive mansion, is compromised, it's been desecrated by an old man who boldly said to us, he was living on loan, has no integrity. Our hearts are heavy. Tears rolling down our faces. When the executive mansion, fellow Liberians, is reduced to a place where they can go and praise drug cartel, are heavy, and tears rolling down our cheeks. Yes, rolling down our cheek. Oh yes, tears rolling down our cheek. When the president that's supposed to be setting an example, supposed to be bringing people to book for misuse of power, when that president can sit or can stand in the ballot of the executive mansion and say to men like Gregory Como, who has a very notorious, wicked, damaging, bad record, and say to him that, look, Gregory Como, leave it noisy people talking. I believe in you. I will support you. We'll do things together. We okay. I love you. We support you. You are doing well. Blah, blah, blah. My people, our hearts are heavy. When the uniform and the flag that we saw yesterday as the beacon of hope, when you are in that flag, you are respected and people can run to you for survival, for safety, for protection. When the flag is being used as a symbol to escort cocaine dealers, to commit crimes and atrocity, our hearts are heavy. Definitely our hearts are heavy. Oh yeah, our hearts are heavy. When we are in a situation where the executive mansion, fellow Liberians, have lost its essence, have lost its value. It is no longer seen as that place that will speak for the people, that will protect the people, that will defend our constitution, that will defend the people's right, but it is seen as a place where the president can do whatever he wants to do. It's seen as a place where they were steal from innocent students. I need not to tell you about the Nicotech scholarship, Narcotech, whatever tech it is. When the executive mansion connive, when Madam Sarah Beslo Nyanti stole from innocent Liberians, stole from children who the only crime they commit, they want land book. That all they want land. Say, hey, we want land book. We want land book. Stole these children money. When the office of the first lady, once an admirable office, an office where when you hear say, oh, the first lady, then you know say you happy, yes, yeah, you won't be coming so. When the office of the first lady under this government is now being used to extort money for our children in the name of the coming getting scholarship for them to go travel abroad, and they ate the children money and nothing will come for out of it. We are worried. Our hearts are heavy. Tears rolling down our cheeks and our faces. When opposition leaders are witch hunted by this government and people writing them and threatening them, when members of the executive will come out to insult lawmakers, and Joseph Nima Boyka will clap for them, the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism that is responsible for the dissemination of government information to explain government program policies. When the executive mansion will held a place that the information minister was saying, if it causing people mad, then Joseph Nima Boyka go there and say, I can't pay visit. Over your tanky, so we can't drink beer. Our hearts are heavy. But we are grateful, fellow Liberians, to discuss tonight. We are grateful. And we want to say it's always a privilege. It is not an easy thing. This time like this in Liberia is where people are sleeping. It's where people don't even want to talk. People are afraid to speak out because somebody will haunt you. Look, let me tell you something. Why are you think most of these former government officials that were in high places, ministers, then why are you think they're talking? Some of them not talking. The very majority of them, they're talking. Somebody called me once and said, Prince, I can't understand. The time the Unity Party they were in opposition, or I used to see the minister then were working under Ellen Johnson. The people used to come, they used to talk, they used to do this, used to do that. But see this, I'm not seeing it. My people, sometimes we can talk, but we can also understand. Because this government is running after them. Some of them get their children, some of them get their family. The government is taking no prisoner. They tell you before they even read near you. Why it is true that it is not enough justification, but this government is running behind these people. Some of them are afraid to talk. They are very afraid. But in the midst of all of these, when you can have people who will say no, despite of all of these things happening, we'll continue to show our faces to talk. There are many ministers that I talk to. I can tell you this for sure. Not to brag, not to boast about it, but by the grace of God. And we talk to these ministers, sometimes we get an invitation. And one of them get invitation to preserve by biggie by hold your foot. And I know that you not like me. I said, oh, but what you mean? I not like you. He said, brother man, show my face. You know what you're talking about? They got in, they will haunt me. They will haunt me. So the only thing we can do is just rest small thing, we send it to you, you're talking about, brother, it's not easy. So if people can be able to brace the storm and say, we'll show our faces, we'll come, we'll speak against ills, then such people must be celebrated. You know, there is a time and season for everything. And the time and season that have reached, that we, the commoners, our people will say, should take the mantle and begin to lead the discourse. This is the time. God never makes mistake with situation. When one situation happens, it creates a way for another unique situation. And I'm grateful, fellow Liberian, to have with us on the platform our brother Monk. Monk, we celebrate you, brother. Thank you so much for always being there. Thank you for showing your face in the midst of all of these difficult times where others are afraid that they can't even speak out. They choose to go quiet. Some have compromised. We know some of these are our brothers who said, for me, I let my belly. So I will jump behind the people who will go pray, sing. For a young man to stand the test of time and say, we will speak truth to power. My brother, we want to say thank you. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif, for the opportunity. It is always a pleasure being on the platform and sharing our view across to our people. For us, we are not concerned about whatever the intimidations may be. Like you said, our own role is to make sure that we are available, that we are ready, that we are always out here to disseminate and dismantle the rescue, the quote unquote rescue missions. And before I go further and before I even respond to some of your points, I would like to announce to the platform that even though today is my birthday, I
Oh,
was on the
wow.
I was on the phone and I saw the show and I just couldn't pass without passing back to the show to give my thought. For us, there is no holiday. We got no breaks. We are available every day, even on our dev days, when we have the opportunity to speak. We will speak to our people and make them understand that Joseph BOAKAI was a mistake. So for us, there is no day that is so important to have our mouth shut on the issues. So thank you very much again for the opportunity. I'm here so that we continue the conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. It's always a privilege, and these are things that we do not take lightly. Thank you so much. And for and on behalf of the platform, we want to say happy birthday to you. It is our prayer that the Almighty will continue to strengthen you, give you the grace so that you can be able to live long and achieve whatever He has destined for you. So again, happy birthday to you, and we wish you all of the best. Thank you so much. So, my brother, before we start with our first point of discussion, that would be the president's, uh, you know, speech. I don't know if I should say speech or whatever, but Joseph Newman Boyka State of the Nation address. We would like to hear from you. What is on your mind that as we progress in our discussion that we'll be talking about? What are those things on your plate that you think is important that we talk about as we move on?
Thank you, Mr. Sharif. So the most important thing on my mind and what has been resonating in the mind of the Liberian people is how the former president, His Excellency President George Manawiya. We've been in the trenches, we've been in communities, we've been in districts, mobilizing our bases to ensure that we gave him an overwhelming welcome. So as we endure these troubling times, there is nothing more important as compared to receiving the former president. So that's what on my mind. And I wish that we will have the opportunity to elaborate on it more. And something happened surrounding the announcement after the announcement of the former president arrival date. Madam Joy Howard Taylor, the former vice president, supposed to have been at the court 2 days ago. On the day that the president arrival was announced, prior to we were very surprised when we got to notice that the government did postpone her appearance at the court to the 2nd of September, the same day the former president will be arriving in the country. So it tells you how jaded the government are when they hear about George Weah or when they sense his presence. So because of that, we are investing more energy in beefing up the mobilization in order to shut down Monrovia, to shut down Pins Bay City, to shut down the entire country and make sure that day is a forced holiday. The Liberians will come out in their millions, in their thousands, in their hundreds to welcome the former president. So that's what's on my mind.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. And like you said, we are definitely going to begin with that. Very important. But let me just use this time to welcome Sam Zor. You are highly welcome. Benita Chia, thank you so much. Julie Kennedy, you are welcome. Duke Simon, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Bezonga, thank you so much, Bezonga. We appreciate you. We want to say Michael, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. The 1R9P4 on the YouTube channel, we appreciate your presence. Samuel Williams, you are highly welcome. Henry Yongo, how are you? Rhoda Walker, thank you for joining us. James B. Tawon, we appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly. Our sisterly media institution that continue to broadcast live, whenever we are going live. I want to say welcome to the Kings FM 88.5 Critical Issues page that is, carrying this live as we speak. We also want to say thanks to the True Lens News Liberia. We also want to say thanks to the Metro Media for streaming this live and every other platform that is carrying this particular presentation live. We want to say welcome to all of you. And those of you who are joining us, we appreciate you and we want to say thank you. Just hit for us the share button. You can send us some love emojis, some likes emojis, thumbs up emojis. And these emojis will help to, protect the video. So please, you can do that for us if you are in a position to send us some, these fan emojis. They will help. Thank you. So let's go to the first issue. His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah arrives on September 2nd after, his assignment, we refer to that as an international assignment, representing Africa, representing the world, representing the Black nation, representing the commoners. After presiding over, the World Cup as the head of, racism, uh, he traveled to Nigeria where he was able to speak to one of the largest bar in Africa, and one of the largest also in the world, where you have almost, thousands of lawyers gathered in one of the biggest country in Africa. And His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah was given that privilege to speak to, legal practitioners from Nigeria. And His Excellency will be going back to Liberia. Why is it significant for us to have an activities in welcoming His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah? My brother Monk, why is it significant? Why is it important? Why can't just it be another, maybe, just day where we say, okay, he coming, he pass. Why is it important that we must organize, we must encourage our people to turn up in their number? Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif. I hope you're getting me. Am I clear?
Loud and clear. Yeah.
Yes. So, why is it significant to welcome the former president? First of all, upon the former president's assignment, he had the opportunity to have attended the CDC USA convention. And on that convention, he redeclared his intention unequivocally that he will be recontesting the presidency comes 2029. In the midst of arguments, in the midst of many contrary voices, where some have said George Weah will not be contesting to be president. George Weah will have this time to be with his family. George Weah will rather pay attention to his footballing career and all of it. In the midst of everything, he went in the U.S., took the platform of the CDC USA convention, and announced to the world that he will be recontesting. That alone is a wake-up call. It is a call of reassurance, a call of rebirth to people in West Point, to people in Nukutown, to people in Grand Gita, to people in Bombing, to people in Cape Mount. And to people who believe in George Weah, his ideology, all part of the country. So to honor that and to respect that as a way of appreciating him for accepting our request to recontest, we are going to welcome him. And this is why this particular welcome is very significant. And this is something that will be done very sacredly. This is why you see that the party have announced a committee that will spearhead that process. And chairing that committee is the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker Buffer Timos. So that process is very important to have accepted that in the midst of where BOAKAI is breaking laws, in the midst of where BOAKAI is breaking people's homes, going against the constitution of the country and doing everything he feels like doing, for George we have to accept to recontest is a wake-up call to us. It's a wake-up call to those of us who believe in him. And we are excited, we have rejuvenated our spirit. So we are going to the airport on September 2nd in our thousands, in our hundreds to welcome him and appreciate him for accepting the call of the Liberian people to recontest.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, you talk about his, pronouncement that he made here when he was in the United States. I want to welcome our big sister, Madam Sise. You are highly welcome. Where he reaffirmed his desire and that he will be on the ballot box comes 2029. And, had a wonderful time here with us in the US. Now, don't you think that with, the pronouncement made and every other thing, don't you think that it was just prudent enough that, it just be a quiet arrival and then he meets with political leaders and discuss? And don't you think that this is a distraction? One would say that the CDC has been hit hard with, the former vice president, Madam Jua Howard Taylor, the way she was treated. Uh, Okay, so we are experiencing. Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, one would say that, with the way the former Vice President Manajua Howard Taylor was treated, she was disgraced, by this government, illegally almost dragged from her car and taken to the police station. Yeah, one would say, but let's just do it quietly instead of, making all the kind of, welcoming ceremony, people coming here, people coming there. It shows that, the people it shows you to say you're happy. How do you respond to that?
So when a few days ago, President we addressed the country on the dual Taylor issue and how BOAKAI has been breaking laws. And in that address, he was clear that he's coming back to the country to organize his institution, other civil society, and other political party to resist the government. So, as a way of organizing his people, that's the first test to how he will be received. So, whatever way he will be received will send a signal to the political institution that yes, indeed, President Weah is here.
Okay, so we are experiencing some technical issue from, our brother in Liberia. So just bear with us while we try to, fix it up. Yeah, Monk, are you there? Okay, so as we said, we're experiencing some technical issue from his end. So just bear with us and he will be with us as we move on. Again, remember, he's joining us from Liberia. It's very challenging, to be on at the same time, speaking live on issues. So just bear with us. And once we get that, once it is clear, then we will be able to bring our brother back on. Yeah. So it is reading. So just bear with us a bit, right? Just bear with us a bit. And let's, Yeah. Just bear with us. He will be with us. He will be with us. It is reading. So again, I encourage you to please do us a favor. And that favor I want you to do for us is to please hit the share button. Share with friends, share with family members, so that we can all have a very wonderful, a very wonderful time. Very wonderful time, please. Hit us the share button and, just share with as many persons as possible so that at the end of the day, we can get this done together. Together we can do it. Yeah, we can do it together. So just bear with us. He will be with us. He will be with us while he's saying, getting ready. Let's take. Was very specific. Even on his dying bed, there was one name that he cried on, and the recordings are there.
Mhm.
His own son, Jeremiah Kwankum, the man who he took as his biological son, the man who he introduced to the Nimba people. This is my son. You look at this man just as you will look at me. You please support him. And because of the way and manner in which Prince Johnson was able to introduce Jeremiah
Okay,
Kum,
so while we
give
are
Jeremiah Kum his
awaiting our
support
brother,
to the
fellow Liberians, we just want to have you informed that His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah will be in Liberia on the 2nd of September. On the 2nd of September, he will be there. That will be on Wednesday. We want to say to you, those of you who are in the US, we also have a pivotal role to play in the entire process of the arrival of His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah. Those of us who have our auxiliary groups back in Liberia, call them. Those of us who have influence over, our people, call them. Let us give His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah a heroic welcome, a mighty welcome. And the reason why we are doing this, fellow Liberians, we are not doing it because we don't have a work to do, no. We are doing it because, look, we must celebrate those who deserve to be celebrated. We must condemn the condemnable, and we must heal, like somebody will say, the healable. President Weah is just from on a trip that Liberia as a nation was again placed on the world map. Even if you are not a citizen, it behooves you to go at that airport to welcome His Excellency. Because while he was away, he was not just Santa Claus and Mickey Mouse and doing nothing. He was again representing Liberia. When his name is called, the first thing people will say, oh, the former president of Liberia. When he was sitting on that particular podium as the head of the FIFA Races Committee, he was not just representing himself. It was the nation. Liberia was being represented. The downtrodden massive was being represented. So we will even expect the government of Joseph Numa Boyka to say, look, let's pronounce a holiday. Because this man was not just representing himself. It was about Liberia. It was for Liberia. When he was there, it was not just about the name Weah. It was about how Liberia was given to the rest of the world. How the story of a Liberian
was being told to fight against racism. So this is something that deserves all of our celebration. It deserves all of our celebration. So we want to say to you, those of you who are honor our voices, let's get ready. Encourage people. You know, let me say this. Sometimes put the politics aside and let's face the reality. President Weah was not just there because he went to represent his name or his family name. The flag of Liberia was being flown. Our nation, Liberia, was again on the map. In the midst of all the bad things that are happening in Liberia, cocaine, blah blah blah. Even though Liberia, we did not have a team in the World Cup, but our name as a nation, as a people, was there. Our name was there. When President Weah spoke, you see the flag of our nation. Whatever he says, it was a representation of not only FIFA, but Liberia. So it's something that we must celebrate. You don't have to be part of any political party. It's something that all of us must celebrate. I understand that Liberia, as we are, sometimes we don't celebrate the good things. No, we don't. Sometimes you don't see the reality until it is late. Say, oh, if I knew, but then it's late. So let us turn up on the 2nd of September. Let us turn up and show that we gave him a rousing welcome. Let us welcome His Excellency President Dr. George Manawi in a grand style. Seditians, those of you in the chat room, you know what we're doing already. In the US here, you already know what we're doing. Join the bandwagon. Be part of that particular program to ensure that we gave His Excellency President Dr. George Manawi a befitting welcome that suits his character, that suits his portfolio, that suits his name, and that suits our nation. So please, turn up. But fellow Liberians, let's go to our first topic of discussion. Mr. BOAKAI addressed the nation. And in his State of the Nation address, there were some things he said. Okay, so my sister just sent me, this is my number. So take my number and just send me a text. I will connect you on WhatsApp, then I can add you to the chat room. So this, you already know my number, but let me put my number up here. Monkonje, let me put my number up here. So just take this number and then you can send me a text on WhatsApp. Then from there, we'll see what to do to add you there. So this is my number, 443-991-3356. It's my number. So just take it and then give me a text. Then from there, we can move on. So Monkonje, let me give you a chance so you can take the number, right? 443-991-3356 is the number. So after the show, just text me up and then we can do this together. Thank you. So Mr. BOAKAI addressed the nation. He addressed the nation. And it is important that we look at that particular speech. But I want to ask you a question, fellow Liberians. Was that speech a sincere one? Was that speech one that will discourage people who are involved in the sale, the distribution, and whatever of drugs, the speech you heard from Joseph Nyuma, is that speech sophisticated enough that you and I as a people, we can rely on and say, oh yes, that is a good speech. Whoever that will be listening to this speech will send out a caveat to ensure that, people understand that Joseph Nyuma is serious. The speech of Mr. Boyka, is it something that you and I should really look at and say, we should take it serious? Well, let's go to the Executive Mansion website and I will bring you his audio recording. The audio recording. Audio recording. Audio. You see the deception that we can always talk about? These were the people yesterday who condemned audio and said no. When you do audio recording, it means that you are dull, according to them. They said when you do audio recording, it means that you lack the ability to be able to adequately speak to the people, according to them. According to them yesterday, they said when you do audio recording, it means you are not a presidential material. You are not fit to be in the executive mansion. According to them yesterday, when you do audio recording, it means you are dull. You are dull. But in the midst of serious circumstances and situation that is going on, Joseph Nyuma Boyka will take his cell phone and put it before him and say, oh man, let record. When we say a leader is insensitive to the plight of the ordinary people, this is what we are talking about. In time like this, the people don't need audio. The people need the face of the president. That face that will give them the hope. That face that will give them the strength. That face that will be able to reassure them. But what we saw is just to tell you that these people have no interest in fighting drugs. They have no interest in fighting the ills in society. In the time where Joseph Nyuma Boyka is supposed to issue on the Liberian people, as we can say, in our common Liberian way, and when he messed the whole thing up. Perfect opportunity, perfect timing for Joseph Nyuma Boyka to issue. He said no, and I want issue. He said, I want issue. Perfect timing for Joseph Nyuma Boyka to prove that yes, indeed, he is the kind of leader that the Liberian people need. The Liberian people want. At time Joseph Nyuma Boyka say, you're not ready yet, and I don't know who you're playing with. That Joseph Nyuma Boyka. The time that Liberians are in dire need to hear the voice of their president. I went Joseph Nyuma Boyka say, you're just wait for me. I'll come in. You will see. When we tell you that this particular man is a failure and a disgrace, you say no. Some of you get angry. Oh, why you must say that kind of thing? For what? Hey, you're not supposed to talk like that. Hey, you're not supposed to talk like that. When the nation is in tears, when the people are crying, when the people need hope and they need a voice that will give them assurance, that voice that will be able to give them the hope that yes, we are in control. It is when Joseph Nyuma Boyka say that we're recording you will hear it. You will not even hear my voice. First recording that one will give you. This is not only disgraceful fellow Liberian, but it shows high level of incompetence. It almost like take for example, People call you to the house and say, oh, you saying that? They are here, blah, 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 and then other thing happening. Or maybe they say, oh, your children there, they're fighting. For example, God forbid, I don't wish for that for anybody. But let's just take it that way. Somebody call you and say, oh, I mean, you are working, your children, and not easy. Oh. The children there, they're fighting. Oh. When the children are fighting, what do you do? At the time for you to take phone to say, oh, let me take the phone, let me call the other man, let me take the phone, let me call that other man. And immediately leave where go straight to the house because I want for my children to see my face. When your children see your face, that is a sign of hope. When they see your face, it's a sign of authority. When they see your face, it's a sign of reassurance. Ah, yes, the Papa has spoken. But it's if the president who you elected in this time, when Liberian meme is placed on the war stage and people are mocking us, when Joseph Newman Boyka will come and bring audio recording, then you must know that the man ain't give a hang about you and myself. He care about us. And I will go into the speech. I will go in the detail in the speech so we can all listen to it. So we can listen. We'll go into the speech. Let me find it and then we can all go into it. Just bear with me. Let me find it and we'll go into it. Instead of even bringing Jeremiah Kun to his party, the MDR, and say, this man, you'll support him. And we saw how Prince Johnson went above and beyond to ensure that Jeremiah Kun is elected. And he was elected. So let's do this together. Uh, let me bring this. Bear- While I bring the speech. So bear with me while I bring the speech, right? Because I want us to analyze it together so you can hear and see the deception for yourself. So just bear with us. Let's bring you what we are supposed to bring you. Just, uh, just bear with us. Bear with us. Let's bring you this. I'll bring you Mr. Boycott speech. Yeah. Okay. So again, just continue to hit us the share button, share with friends, share with family members, and let's get ready to bring you what we are supposed to bring you. Huh? Yeah. Share with friends and family members. Let's do this together as we bring you the speech of Mr. Joseph Newman Boyka. So just bear with us while we try to bring that speech here. I'm going to the Executive Mansion website to bring you that speech. So just bear with us. Just bear with us. Yeah. Just bear with us, and then let's do this together. Okay, fine. So just bear with us as we bring you the audio speech. Let's bring you the audio speech, eh? Okay, let's see. Okay, just bear with me. I don't know, it's reading. So just bear with me while I try to bring you this. Okay, so okay. Okay, so just bear with us. This is not 6 months. No. Sorry, my people. I want to. Let me see here. Sorry. Okay, I'll take it from here. Sometimes, the gadget will keep reading. Technology, yeah, the high looking. So sometimes you just keep reading. So we gotta be looking in different areas to get it. And that's what happening. So just bear with us while we try to bring you. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Sorry, my people. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this together. Let's bring you the speech right here. Uh, whoa. Sorry. Yeah, sometimes it's not easy when you are producing at the same time presenting. It's a tough one. Huh? Well, we got to do it. Okay. So now we have the speech right here. We're going to do this. We're going to bring it right here. Let's bring it right here, and then we'll look at it together. Yeah, sorry for the delay. Okay. So we have the speech right here. And we're going to take our own time to analyze this speech and point out the deception and the disrespectful manner in which Joseph Newman Boyka is treating our nation. So let's listen to the speech. This is what we're going to do tonight, and then we will call it a day. But let's go to the speech itself.
My fellow Liberians, I come to you this evening to reaffirm a solemn commitment. This administration will enforce the law without fear or favor while protecting the constitutional rights of every person.
Now let's stop right here. Joseph Numa Boyka said he came to us to reaffirm his solid commitment. Listen, that while we're taking our own time on it, we're going nowhere. This is what we're going to discuss tonight. We're going nowhere. This is just what we're going to discuss tonight. So I will take my own time, break it down for us to explain to you. Let's go ahead.
My fellow Liberians, I come to you this evening to reaffirm a solemn commitment. This administration will enforce the law without fear or favor while protecting the constitutional rights of every person.
According to Joseph Numa Boyka, he is reaffirming to us that his government will respect the rule of law, will protect the Liberian people, will enforce the law. But is Joseph Numa Boyka sincere in this? Is he sincere? And I will give you examples that prove that Mr. Boyka is just lying. That he think that we're stupid. He think that we'll fall for anything he say. I will give you examples why we should not trust this man and he's not to be trusted.
My fellow Liberians, I come to you this evening to reaffirm a solemn commitment. This administration will enforce the law without fear or favor while protecting the constitutional rights of every.
Enforce the law without fear or favor. Do you believe that? Joseph Numa Boyka said he will enforce the law without fear or favor. But I will tell you where Joseph Numa Boyka is afraid, where favor is applied. According to Boyka, he will enforce the law without fear or favor. When the people in Kinjor were massacred by this government, did Boyka set up a committee to investigate, and people who committed that heinous atrocity with arms and ammunition were they brought to book? But this is a man that will tell you that I will implement the law without fear or favor. Did he? The people of Kinjor, when they were massacred, is there anybody that account for that action? Question is there anybody from the Liberian National Police that are answering question for the massacre of our people in Kinjor? And the answer will be no. But there's a man that say, I will execute the law without fear or favor. No. Let's count one side. And we finish with Kinjor. That's why I say tonight we're taking our own time. Let's go to the tenure position. This Joseph Numa Boyka took people who had legal tenure position from the LTA. While they were staying in their time, while they were staying in their tenure, Joseph Numa Boyka removed them. The people went to the court. The court told Boyka, say, Boyka, this is not how we can proceed. You got to go back and do what is right. Reinstate these people. Did Boyka reinstate the people that he took from LTA? No. But there's a man that say they're talking about respect for rule of law. He will enforce the law without fear or favor. And that man will believe. No, if you will enforce the law without fear or favor, according to Joseph Numa Boyka, and I mean what he said, we enforce the law without fear or favor. Listen to it. Don't listen, don't believe me. Listen to it.
My fellow Liberians, I come to you this evening to reaffirm a solemn commitment. This administration will enforce the law without fear or favor while protecting the constitutional rights of every person. Over the past several days, development in our country.
This man said he will protect the constitutional right of every person. You believe it? A blatant lie, a big lie. The constitutional right of Madam Joy Howard Taylor was trampled upon. No. Let's take our own time. In Liberia, according to our law, I know of other countries, but I know of Liberia. Our Liberia law say one is innocent until proven guilty by a court of competence jurisdiction. Even if you catch somebody in your house stealing, according to a Liberian law, is the man innocent. You say the man steal that, you gotta go prove point. Say the man steal. More besides, it says when someone, according to our law, is doing something that is not correct or is being arrested, he must be acquainted with his rights. You got to read his right to him. You got to tell him his right, what he's been arrested for, and you read his right to him when he is arrested. Oh, yes. You got to tell him it is your right to keep silent. It is your right to do this. It is your right to do that. Was all right read to her? We just come into the low-hanging fruit before we start going in depth. Was all right read to her? When you are arrested as per our law, you must be informed the reason for which you are arrested. When police go to arrest you, they must tell you. And how do they tell you? Through a court. Especially if they are not in hot pursuit. For example, you're running away, something serial running behind you. So they must bring a court document to tell you that, look, Mr. John Brown or Peter Kwekwe, here's the paper from the court. That court will tell you, you are being charged with this, with that, and with this. Based on the document from the court, you will see that the court will tell you, or will say to the sheriff or to the magistrate, police, or whoever that person is, that go and deliver this paper to the living body of XYZ. And when that paper is delivered, the next thing, they will say, please walk with us to the court. You are under arrest. Let's go to the court. They have put you in the know of your rights. You are seeing a legal document and you know what they are carrying you for. Did that happen to Madam Joy Howard Taylor? No, it did not. But there's a man that's saying you respect the rule of law. Everybody will be treated equally. Do you believe that? And you want for some of us to believe it? No, we can't believe it. Because we saw the way the vice president was mistreated, maltreated. We can't believe that. Let's go ahead.
Country have sparked public discussion, concern, and in some cases, misinformation. As president, I believe it's my duty to speak directly to you, offer reassurances.
So even in this BOAKAI again lie to speak directly to you, BOAKAI wasn't speaking directly to us. Like I said from the beginning, in the midst of this situation and circumstances, it is when a leader shows his face. It is when he shows that particular, whether be it compassion, that strength, or to reinforce the law, he shows his face. You don't hide behind technology. Like Joseph Newman BOAKAI did. You did that recording. Quick, say, oh, mess it here. Let's take and carry to the people. But you guys were the one condemning recording yesterday. You said, no, recording is not correct. It's not supposed to be. No clever person can do recording. But let Joseph Newman BOAKAI 42-year experience. And he the one doing recording, we can see a face. We can see him. Let's go ahead.
And make clear that justice must be pursued firmly, fairly, and independently.
Justice must be pursued fairly, firmly, and independently. The people in King George that they all men massacre. Justice was done on their behalf. Matthew Moluba, who was shot in his body 8 times by police. The man in a room, the man said, my people are leaving, I'm not feeling well. Police went there, they take gun, they fire him, 8 times. As we speak today, which one the police officer that is being investigated? Which one of them are behind bars for shooting a mentally disturbed man who was just on his own, locked himself indoors, wasn't harming nobody, was never a threat to nobody, did not threaten anybody, sat in his room and just decided to just meditate. Police went there, shoot this man 8 times in his body. Where is the justice for this particular man? Where is the justice for those 700 men that was with the EP at the executive mansion and you took them from there just like that? What is the justice? Where is the justice for those, for example, for the massacre and others who you took from MCC only because they associate with a political party, the CDC? Josiah Joker took them from there. He said, hey, we can't allow you to be here. You got to move from here. Where's the justice for them? Where is the justice for Tamamomo and Joshua, who was murdered? Joshua, who was murdered by Queen Johnson that you gave job to Freeport. Now she is some kind of director for some kind of thing. Where's the justice? Where is the justice? Where is the justice for that lay girl who was raped by J. Brian McGee, your deputy minister for Ministry of Youth and Sports? Where is the justice? Where is the justice? Where is the justice for Tamba Momo, who your nephew, Francis Sakila Nimale, ordered that he must be unalive in Lofa, and he was unalive? Where is the justice? Where is the justice? Where is the justice for Vivian Sando, who was murdered? Where's the justice? Where is the justice when you stop somebody in the middle of the road, who gun on her, and ask her to calm down? Former vice president. Where's the justice? Where's the justice? Where is the justice of those students who were beaten by the Liberian National Police at the University of Liberia? Broke somebody's hand, broke their head, do this, do that. Where is the justice? Well, let's listen further.
When you entrusted me with the leadership of the country, you did so with a clear expectation that I would uphold the Constitution, govern with integrity, strengthen our institutions, and ensure that no one is above the law.
This is important. When Joseph Numa BOAKAI was voted for, there were expectations that he himself is recounting. There were expectations. The people expected something. Oh, yes. And thank God that he's outlining it here. He is saying it out here. That when they elected you or when you elected me, you had some expectations. Who told you, Boyka? That's why I say this man is wicked. Because look, let me tell you something. If you don't know of something, and probably out of ignorance, you do it, well, to some extent, people will have some level of consideration. Say, but they may not know, or they cannot know, and she did it. In our Liberian way, say, but this person is not, they may not aware, they may not know. They may not know the player. People couldn't walk there. You don't put no sound there. So they may not know. The child know that they play here. Children can play there. And I put no sound here. They know. But Joseph Numa Boyka is fully aware why he was elected. To the extent that this man is recounting the reason why he was elected. So you see, witchcraft activity is when you know how to do good and you not do it. That witchcraft business there. And we tell you that Boyka is a witch. Then some of you get vexed. Tell you my boss. Tell you my tie us down. Because it's not that he don't know how to do the good thing or what to do right. But this man deliberately decide to do what is wrong. Listen to him. Don't believe me.
Govern with integrity,
Yeah.
strengthen our institutions,
When he was
constitution
elected, let's
with a clear. When you entrusted me with the leadership of the
when you entrusted me with the leadership of the country,
you did so with a clear expectation.
yeah, we did it with clear. Look, there was some of you just say your unity party, I can get laugh at you. When we ask him Breka, say Breka, and he say we big hospital, where the hospital? And some of you jump from nowhere. Oh, I'm more funny, papi. Oh, yeah, just look at you and laugh. Breka is now telling us here, you're dealing with a clear expectation. You told me why you wanted. I said I was going to rescue you, and you say, okay, that's why you gave your vote for. The Bible says, who knows how to do good and do it not, unto him is a sin. I am saying, you who know how to do good or what to do, and you choose not to do it, you witchcraft, like Joseph Numa Boyka. But let's go ahead.
That I would uphold the Constitution, govern with integrity.
That you will uphold the Constitution and govern with integrity. The Fonatic Kofa case, what the Constitution says. Even the Supreme Court, that is a representation, the people who are supposed to interpret our Constitution, are the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, where be the Supreme Court? Supreme Court said to Joseph Numa Boyka, no, this is not how you're supposed to proceed. Boyka said, I think you're talking about your own thing there. He called me offer to it. Say, offer to it, can't. Offer to it, what he say? Offer to it, say, Papa, you do anything he ought to do. He said, okay, there go, we'll move on. But this man is telling you he was elected to uphold the Constitution. And he's not doing it. When some of us come to call him out, then those of you who we are speaking for your behalf, for a better Liberia, then you come out to get veil with us. You want to report our pages. You want to do this, you want to do that. Who told you, Boyka? I don't know. That one made him meant to be wicked. That one say, oh, the man sleeping, not sleeping. He closed it out to plain wickedness, to plain witchcraft attitude. Because he's aware, according to himself, from his own mouth.
I would uphold the Constitution, govern with integrity,
govern with
strengthen our institutions.
Is this old man governing with integrity? Is he governing with integrity? Ask yourself, is he governing with integrity? Is he? Is he governing with integrity? That's the question you must ask yourself. When you look at the dictionary will tell you integrity, my people, is the quality of being honest and having a very strong moral principle. Moral uprightness. That's what we talk about. Integrity. Go and look it up. In that integrity, it says you must be honest. You must have a strong moral principle. You must be upright according to the moral uprightness, according to integrity. That's why it says, and I'm you. That's why it says, for one to be moral upright, it means you must adhere to the code of value, a code of professionalism. For you to be a man of integrity, you must be impartial. You must be sincere. You must be fair. You must lead in honesty and in an impartial manner. They may hear where you see talking so. They papi. You're looking at somebody where leading in a manner of integrity. Yes, I know. Listen.
I would uphold the Constitution,
Uphold the Constitution,
govern with integrity,
govern with integrity,
strengthen our institutions.
Strengthen our institution. You see that? You will uphold the Constitution, govern with integrity, strengthen our institution. They may looking at somebody where strengthening institution. He made Mika, the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, to be a man cause area. Is that how you strengthen institution? Look at the Liberian National Police. No, let's take our own time. We're not running, we're not rushing. Yeah, I say, yeah, today and I'm working. I want to thank God. And I'm working today. We're taking our own time. So strengthening institution means you must put a Gregory Como at the Liberian National Police, where they start police people now stealing investor money. Police people now they selling drugs. Police people now taking money from how you call how you call drug dealer. That's strengthening integrity of an institution there. All of the institutions under Joseph Numa Boyka, they are all broken down. Don't talk about the police. Because I want we can even the NSA, the most elite secret service of our nation. And they play the man, he go bend the border. Peter Bonjala, he pump the picking. Today, as we talk, we stay talking that one. They stay doing some kind of way. The man pump the picking, call 3 men and say, can all 3 of them they get out this NSA official. He pump the picking in that play. They pump the picking. But this is just a human boycott that will stay in front of you to tell you that to strengthen institution, it is strengthening institution. So who told you that boycott don't know that he's supposed to be doing these things? That when we get there, we'll say the man is an idiot, he's an all evil fool. Some of you get there, oh, what are we talking there for? The man know the right thing to do, but he said he will not do it. He said he will not do it. He know why he was elected. Is he strengthening institution? Which one the institution the man is strengthening? Oh, okay. Let's lead other people to. Let's go right here to the Ministry of Public Works. When they may took over $22 million, public work took. They ate that money fiakuku. Nothing came from inside. Nobody was sacked. Nobody said Joseph Numa Boyka called it. That how we strengthen institution. When Jeremy Pia will use Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism page and go cause mine, begin dinosaur go let they just let him yeah. When Fagon let he say he let. When his tourism minister, the ambassador for tourism, Onanunga, will sit and insult the lawmaker there. So no there. A lecture Oma good, a lesson Oma, and I play with snow. Onanunga, and I play with snow. A lecture snow Oma. To the extent that he's now crying, if somebody calls my poor name, yeah, oh yeah, the man let. That the man that say he wants strengthening institution. Joseph Numa Boyka looking at somebody who wants strengthen institution. When you are going after your opponent, they may looking at somebody who wants strengthen institution. When since you took over, you have not called political leaders and said, look, let's sit around the table. Let's have a discussion. This Liberia is for all of us. Like His Excellency President Dr. George Weah did. When he became president, he called those those opposition leaders and said, let's sit around the table. Let's talk Liberia business. All win. They may looking at somebody who wants strengthen institution. When he went to Nafa and lie on how you call Safua Megre, and they took off from there, the woman went, LSC said, man, will he won't get nothing against you. Just said you might break a lie, and they are people here. You free woman, please go. That they may looking at somebody who wants strengthen institution. Is Joseph Numa Boyka looking like somebody who wants strengthen institution when the army, as I speak to you, is now divided? Police matter, we saw the army people there, they play heavy Moa, they bring it us. They can't take Moa to carry to Guinea border, to Srombe. But that to so be that they play the carry Moa. And you say you want strengthen institution. So he knows that he was elected to strengthen institution, but the man is destroying and damaging the institution. Honor him now, we get no human right people. The human right people, they scared of them. Honor him now, council of church, and not even existing. The Imam council, all of them, they not existing again no more. You can see no human right people. All the people that were used to be on the street, they say they talking, how you call, they want better Liberia. They protesting, they doing this, they doing that. Ask where are they today, my people? Where play the air? That means in strengthening institution. We are not sorry for croak that is in old man body. No. You know why? Look, my people, let me tell you something. Every day when some of us sit, we are worried. We pray that God should help us. Because for us, our youth was characterized by running up and down the place, by war, destruction, violence. I don't want to see such for my children. I don't want my children to see it. But look at what this man is doing. This man has localized the entire government. He's a strengthening institution. He know that he's supposed to strengthen institution, but he has localized the entire government. Before we saw people from Lofa, a man there. There's the man that can sit there and say, yeah, the people, they say I'm a strengthen institution. He knows that what he's supposed to be doing, but he's not doing it. The man is a sign of witchcraft. I know some of you get there. I don't get time for you. Get there.
The Constitution, govern with integrity, strengthen our institutions, and ensure that no one is above the law.
No one is above the law. But are people above the law? Yes. Joseph Numa Boyka's son above the law. First lady above the law. Sarah Beslo Nyanti above the law. Madera Cooper above the law. Somebody say, but pray, why are you talking all the people they need? Why you mean they above the law? I can be explaining to you. Don't worry. I'm a teacher. Where I get my degree in teaching, education. We come here now, we became well people. So, but then we will move on. So you are asking me, and let me carry this back again for you to listen. Let me carry this back.
Strengthen our institutions and ensure that no one is above the law.
No one is above the law. Let's start first of all from Sarah Beslo Nyanti office. I'll take our own time. The Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, along with foreign affairs people, they say they were giving scholarship, the narcotech scholarship. Let me read something on the narcotech scholarship. When we're talking anything, some of you just feel that joking. The narcotech scholarship. That Sarah Beslo Nyanti, then they say they get how you call they say they coming gay our children then scholarship. Let me bring it to you. Yeah, way. Okay. Hey, hey, narco test scholarship. I come here. I'll bring it to you. Okay. Hey, yes. Yeah, just bear with me. Sometimes, it's not easy when you're presenting at the same time, producing. Okay, foreign. Okay, fine. That's good. I come in. I'll bring it to you. I told you, yeah, when we can here, we can talk. The true thing we can talk. We ain't want to bring anything talking so that you can know, you can see it. Let's bring it right here so you can see. Okay. Oh, you're already here. I didn't know. Sorry, my people. So this is the Necotech Scholarship, right? Foreign and Information Ministry exposed for deception in 25 million Narcotech Scholarship scandal. Here is it. That Joseph Newman Boyka, who talking about integrity, that he the one we still talking about. So, let's read some of it. Monrovia, Liberia. On Tuesday, November 26, 2024, Matthew Nyemplu, former Assistant Minister for Information Service at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, that is MICA, broke his silence during a live appearance on OK Conversation hosted by Julius J of OK FM. Nyemplu details events leading to his suspension by President Joseph Boakai over the now infamous Narcotech 25 million scholarship scheme. Following the suspension, he tendered his resignation. He tenders his resignation. Where is this? Sorry, that in there. Okay. Contract. Where are we saying Narcotech scholarship scheme? Following the suspension, he tendered his resignation. In his revealing account, Nyemplu narrated a series of contradictions, misrepresentation, and administrative lapses that accumulate in the fraudulent scholarship announcement. The conversation began as press conference on November 5th, 2024, where the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Cyril Bestro Nyanti, made an unexpected and sensational announcement. According to Nyemplu, the foreign minister proclaimed that the Liberian government had secured a 25 million loan for a work study program in the United States. The program allegedly aimed to form master's degree for Liberian students in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that is STEM, in the STEM field. Nyemplu admitted that he, like many others, initially took the announcement at face value, giving the prestige of the foreign minister and the significance of the claim. However, crack begins to emerge immediately. Nyemplu explained that the foreign minister announcement lacked crucial detail about the funding, etc., etc. So let's leave this because time is not there. I will explain it to you, but you have seen it. I just said Newman Boyka here talking about credibility. The one who can be telling you. What is it, boy? Oh, well, I'm sorry, my people. Okay. So that just that Newman Boyka talking about credibility. Let put here again so y'all can hear him. Then I will explain that particular scholarship thing to you. Let's carry back some more.
Govern with integrity, strengthen our institutions, and ensure that no one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Liberia faces serious
No
challenges,
one is above the law. Let me start the
but
thing.
we are
No one is above
making
the law.
deliberate.
Sarah Besserer Nyanti is above the law. These people then they stole money from innocent Liberian students in the name of they get narcotic scholarship and they come and give it to Liberian. People pay. At the end of the day, when they were exposed by us, where's Sarah Besserer Nyanti? And she stayed there, but he said nobody is above the law. They crook here, you looking at us. No, when we're talking, we will have to talk with facts. You know why people don't like this platform? And those of you who support the platform, you know why? You always give us the strength. Because when we come here to come speak, we speak with facts. So according to BOAKAI, he said nobody should be above the law. But what's about Sarah Besserer Nyanti? When they stole innocent Liberian students' money in the name of narcotic scholarship, what happened? Nobody was brought to investigation. Okay, let's put that one aside. That other scholarships on it. To the extent that Matthew Nyemplu, who even blew the whistle, Matthew Nyemplu, who said, hey, my people, they think that you're doing it, you're not correct. You're stealing innocent Liberian student money. Joseph Nyuma Boyka sack him. Joseph Boyka sack him. They say, oh, man, you're talking plenty. That's sack them, man. They picking here, you want to talk plenty. You're sacking. Let's even go to the first lady office. He said, nobody above the law, right? I'm trying to disprove that. This man is a crook. And that's why for us, we can take our own time to listen to people. Let's go ahead. I will read another thing to you again for you to see it. Okay, we're coming to another one again. Yaga, that is it. Well, lady, call in fraud again. And we finish with Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. Let's come to the first lady. We're talking your feet that are joking. Share this stuff. Okay, let's come right here. ASD the one. In fact, the one, let me bring it big over the thing here. Let me bring it big. So y'all can see it. I hope you're seeing it, right? Let me put my face right here. Okay, fine. So I hope you're seeing it. Here is it. All of us are seeing it, right? Okay, so I hope you are seeing it. We read small day one. And we finish with the foreign ministry. Let's come to the office of the first lady. Just tell you my boy can say nobody's above the law. I say that lie. So let first lady office caught in fraud scandal, deepening governance crisis. Vavi Holmes, a senior official in the First Lady office, stand accused of soliciting thousands of dollars from Liberians under pretense, promising scholarship opportunity that were never delivered. The office of the First Lady Katumu Boyka is at the center of a growing fraud scandal that threatens to further erode public trust in the government. As allegations of exploitation and financial misconduct surface, I will move this from here. We get too much plenty time. So I just want to show you evidence. You know, when we're speaking, we speak with facts, right? I just don't want to talk somebody say, but what kind of thing talking so you don't get anything to show, you don't get anything to prove. So that why I can be bringing these things, reading it, and just give you a heads up for you to, know that what we are saying, we're not just talking because we want to talk, but we are talking with the facts. So in the First Lady office, they organized another program and said they had scholarship. And when you pay $3,000, I think 3,000 or so, I stand to be corrected on the figure, but it was either between $2,000 to $3,000. So those who were paid that $3,000 or so, you'll be given an opportunity to go to England for you to go and study. These people, with the knowledge of the First Lady Katumu Boyka, they were able to collect huge money from poor, suffering Liberian students. Some of them are get family members here in the States. The family member try, put her money together, send it to them. They carry it to the first lady office. She was fully aware because it was not in hiding. At the end of the day, when we saw that whole thing, we holler, we say, hey, it's not true. It's not true. The people eat your money. When we made noise over it, at the end of the day, guess what happened? They came out of shame and said, and there is no scholarship. That particular scheme that was going on, it's unfortunate, but the first lady office expressed frustration about this, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And who is a relative to Madam Joy Howard, Madam Katumu Bweka. He was suspended for 1 week. After stealing Liberian students' money, innocent students, they stole their money. They say, let's suspend the man for 1 week. In fact, the man did not even go on suspension. He was still coming to the office, doing his work. But Joseph Numa Obeka will tell us nobody's above the law. Or nobody's above the law. The people who were killed in Kinjo, is there anybody on trial? Is there anybody that answer to why these people massacre our people in Kinjo? But you say nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. Why you call Mara Ayalolo? Mandela Cooper brought some people here. She said they bring in Ayalolo bosses. What kind of problem here? So Mandela Cooper brought people, say we bring in Ayalolo bosses to Liberian people. At the end of the day, they get lie with both face. She not even Tessa. She lie. Nothing happened. There were no repercussion for her action. Let me look for that video. Meanwhile, we're talking, we let her bring you the video. Just bear with us. We'll bring it to you so you will see. You will know. Yeah, wait. I'll bring the video. Don't worry. Oh, yeah. So, you gotta, Sonny. Mandela Cooper. Okay. I want to look for the specific place, people. The time she brought people with the Ayalulu bus are coming. Yeah, don't worry. I will get it. When you alone doing everything, sometimes it becomes difficult. I had to check in my files to take some of these things from there. So just bear with us. Let me see. I gotta check in my file and be bringing the thing there also. Fine. I know. I beg you, yeah. Poor. Thank God. The thing there. I can keep them. So don't worry. We inside. Oh yeah. Don't worry. We here. So let's go to the Ayalulu. Go to the Ayalulu boss. So I want you to listen to this. That Mandela Cooper here.
Spoon, we are coming to you the grounds of the executive mansion.
Now listen
Here
to her.
we will be speaking to the political advisor to His Excellency President Joseph Numa Bweka, Madam Mandela Cooper,
Listen.
and of course
Mandela Cooper here.
representatives of the company who break these buses. So,
And Bweka said nobody is above the law. I just show Cyril Bestro Nyanti. I just showed the office of the First Lady, Madam Katumo Boeka. This is a political advisor, Mandela Cooper. Let's go ahead.
Madam Cooper, welcome to the media. Please tell us exactly what is about these sample buses that we see here today here at the mansion.
Well, thank you so much for having us. We're here reviewing and taking a look at the new buses that came in. His Excellency, upon his ascendancy to the presidency, declared he was going to move Liberia in the right direction and making life simpler for our citizens. And so this is one of the initiatives that he had mentioned. And so, voila, here we are standing directly in front of the buses. They arrived over the weekend, and we are here. We are celebrating the fact that our president is a person who talks and he takes action. And so we're
I
here.
will stop this one. I'm going far play. I will stop this one. I just want to show you these things that when we speak facts. The Ayalolo buses where Mandela Cooper said 40 were coming in. Where are the Ayalolo buses? Where are they? Do you know that almost 500,000 was given for the initial, arrangement for the buses? They could not give us buses. They could not give us money. Mandela Cooper did. But there any action that was taken against Mandela Cooper? But Joseph Numa Boyka will say that and say, nobody will be above the law. No sacred cow. I can go on and on and on and on and name these things to you, these people to you. But let's go to Boyka's speech. And nobody above the law. Okay, you better leave me and go sit down somewhere. Yaka. Let's go ahead. Let's listen to Boyka.
Progress to the arrest agenda for inclusive development. Yet, none of our work in the economy, education, infrastructure, or public institutions cannot succeed unless it is anchored in the fundamental principle, the rule of law.
When we tell you that Boyka will not succeed, some of you say, why you must wish bad thing for your own country? And that's what some of you can say. When we say to some of you, Boyka will not succeed, some of you get very, why you wishing Boyka back? Boyka himself swearing himself and making it very clear that I will not succeed if I not respect the rule of law. Boyka is respecting the rule of law? No. So will he succeed? No. No. I will carry this back for you to listen. Don't worry, we're here. Why it is true that time is almost up, but don't worry, I'm here. According to Boyka, he himself said it. We cannot achieve anything if we disrespect the rule of law. If we not get no respect for the rule of law, it means we will not achieve anything, according to Boyka. So when we tell you that Boyka will fail, why are you jumping off? Boyka himself said it. And is he respecting the rule of law? No. Let me carry back for you to listen to it before you get very me and start lecturing me. Let's carry back small. Listen to this.
In the fundamental principle cannot succeed unless it is of our work in the economy, education, infrastructure, inclusive development. Yet, none of our work in the economy, education, infrastructure, or public institutions cannot succeed unless it is anchored in the fundamental principle, the rule of law.
Yeah. Boyka said anything we're talking, they arrest the general, we're talking about wow. If we not respect the law, none of it will succeed. But there's a man that is not even respecting the law. Then how will this man achieve his achievable? Yeah. And that Boyka is there saying it. He said, if we not respect the rule of law, we will not be hospital. If we not respect the rule of law, we will not be rule. If we not respect the rule of law, we will not be able to give your children better education. That's Joseph Numa Boyka talking. Then look at him. Look at his behavior. Is he respecting the rule of law? No. So will this man succeed? Let's go ahead. I think I said today that Boyka speech you all. I pray that I finish day one, we finish it.
One of the greatest threats facing our nation is the growing menace of illicit drugs and organized crime.
So BOAKAI acknowledged that one of the threats that is facing our nation is drugs and organized crime. But why is he shielding people? Why is he shielding his son? Why is he still protecting Gregory Como? Why is he still protecting Oxford Twe? Why is he still protecting Biago? The almost 12 person that was on the executive mansion, they say they fired some, they say they suspend some. Why is it that he continued to protect these people? Why?
Drugs are destroying young lives, weakening families, fueling violence, and threatening our country's future.
This was the man who told us that he has experience. That's what it takes to rid Liberia out of drugs. But under his leadership, according to the marketeer, they say it worse. According to the common people who in the market, according to them, they say they drugs thing, it worse. No, don't believe me. I come in, let me play you one video. Don't believe what I say. I come. Let me play you one video here just for you to hear it for yourself. Don't believe what I say. Let's listen to the common people that are in the market. Let they themselves taught their own setting. Because when I thought somebody will say, oh, you know, principal, help you're angry. I want me, so just hold on. Let me bring somebody from in the market. Let them tell about the whole drugs on it. Don't believe what me are talking. Just wait. Let me play.
We understand. That rescue thing, why I mean that rescue? You all the first people you know, bro.
We carry on.
Yes, exactly. No matter, I can't get some. I follow for Yancy son. You follow for the market, you see son? I see food, call it food press. The way up, you don't understand, I was saying. When you go to there, you buy another press. When you come, you buy a different press. So the money I can put it back, come on. Also, the money you carry in, to the cold storage. They put it back on market. They rich. How much for the face? You buy snapper 14,000. What we used to buy 10,000, 8,000. Buy it 14,000. One cartoon snapper 14,000. So we beg the government. We ask y'all to help us to beg our government. We say you keep to rescue us. But the rescue that you're doing, we're not understanding it. And when they pull the police on the street, our boyfriend here, they're not giving nothing to us again. They say they can't rescue us. Why they cause a motor bomber running? They want not doing the one. They are breaking the government. We the poor people, they must find place for us that we want be able to scare our clothes. They got poor people, they got rich people in the town. Some of all we not got notes from the South God. And that basically we do, we not understand our came run to school. Our came, when we can't sell the market, we can't make a damn. They say rescue, but we not understanding the rescue team. So they were taking them from all of the street for smoking, for drugs and things. But I think you see them now. All of them can go zooming. They can stay in the freeze. So the drugs are to you. A rampant now, a more than rampant. Okay.
Yeah. I will take her from there. She the one talking. You hear it? She said the drugs now a more than rampant. The drugs is more than rampant, according to what she is saying. You want it on me? Yeah. The common people are speaking out. They say the drugs is more than rampant. For if it were rampant, they want it more than even rampant. They shouldn't even say rampant because they want to happen now. Forget it. The word rampant is even better. It more than rampant, according to what she's explaining. You see some of the things that we're talking. But Joseph Newman BOAKAI, these were the things that the campaign on will come with 4 drugs. There will be no drugs in Liberia, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. Now it reached to the 80 Adna. Oh yeah, it reached to the 80 Adna. Now that it reached to the 80 Ad, we're now getting to know that the very government is engaged in the drug business. But let's go on and listen to BOAKAI.
Let me react here that this is not a simple law enforcement issue. It is a national security and moral issue.
There's also a law enforcement issue. Because when the law enforcement agency, people who supposed to enforce the law, when they are the ones in the drugs business, how is not their issue? So why it is a national issue, I agree with you, but it's also a serious issue with the law enforcers because they are supposed to enforce the law. We as civilians, we can't enforce no law. We are not law enforcers. They are the ones that are supposed to enforce the law. If the people who are supposed to enforce the law, they are escorting cocaines, the people who are supposed to enforce the law, if they are the ones that are receiving gift from the cartel to cover up, then what do we say? Do we exonerate them? To create a wholesome and better society, they must start from those who are supposed to ensure that laws are implemented and they are followed. Because man by nature, he is some kind of way. He follow his own thing, he want to do his own thing. We as human beings by nature, that's how we looking like. We just want to live our own life, want to do whatever that please us. The only thing that will help to straighten us is the law. So those who are supposed to implement the law, if they are compromised, where are we? Let's go ahead.
Consistent with our pledge, my administration has intensified the fight against narcotic trafficking, money laundering, and organized crime.
Look at the man who intensify fight. They probably yet we can do all kind of things. You can just one man for all the talk. Look at the man who intensify fight. Just like Newman Boy can say intensify fight, according to what he telling us. And you will believe it. You intensify fight, but look at what is happening. There is no way that you will intensify fight, then the people will still be bringing the drugs in the country. No, it's not possible, my people. Let's be realistic here. Not possible. You can't tell us that you will fight or you intensify the fight against drugs, but then the people stay coming. They stay using your seaport. They're using your airport. They're using your borders to bring in drugs. Then you say, we're going to afford you intensify. We're going to afford you intensify. If you intensify the fight, they will not even be brave to bring it. But because there is a loophole, you intensify nothing. You feel that when you talk, you lie to all, we take it, we accept it, we start running it, we'll be happy. Say, yeah, boy, can I talk good thing? Let's go ahead.
Our security institutions have been directed to act professionally, independently, and without fear or favor, working with a national and international partner to prevent Liberia from becoming a transit point for illegal drugs or a safe haven for criminal networks. Let me be clear, this campaign is deliberate, coordinated, and unrelenting. It is intended to defend the Liberian people, protect the Liberian character, and safeguard our nation's future.
Look at Joseph Newman Boyka saying this thing is intended to protect the Liberian people. Now we don't want Joseph Newman Boyka protecting our family. He's a liar. It is not intended to protect us. He's not fighting against drugs, but he is aiding and abetting his son, Gregory Como, the justice ministers, and etc., and leaving our people vulnerable. Let's listen.
The national campaign against drugs and organized crime is not directed at any individual, party, or political movement. It is directed at conduct that threatens the safety, stability, and future of Liberia. In recent days, the arrest and detention of former Vice President Joe Howard Taylor has understandably drawn national and international attention. I assure every Liberian, our regional neighbors, and our international partners the former Vice President Joel Taylor is being treated in full compliance with the Constitution and the laws of Liberia.
This is where Jose Numa BOAKAI lied. It's after 2. I had to rest. Madam Taylor is not being treated in accordance with law, with free, fair, and transparent process. No. Look at how she was even arrested. Look at how she was arrested. Is it in keeping with law? The way she was arrested? Let's not even talk about the allegation that was placed on her head. But let's talk about how she was arrested. Is this how you arrest someone in Liberia? You just send police people, they just get down, take gun, point it at somebody and say, let's go to police station. When have we started, arresting people in that shape, form, and manner? When that started? When we start arresting people like that? A police were drawn down for in pickup. It reminds me of during the war, how they used to arrest people. If we go to 80 men, we just drawn down for in the car, or the police people, SOD, we just drawn down. They tell that police people, we just drawn down, Hey, oh man, hey, you want to arrest? Just a rebel days. Fellow Liberians, time have caught up with us. I really hope that we could do this, but unfortunately, time have caught up with us. But I want to say thanks to each and every one of you. Join us here tomorrow as we discuss issues of national concern. Until we meet again, I'm your brother, I'm your friend, and have yourself a nice and a wonderful time. Don't forget, if this is your first time, follow our page under the Palava Hut. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube under the Palava Hut. And follow us on X under the Palava Hut. Until we meet again, love you all. Bye for mine.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.